What's up, guys? How we doing? No face cam today, unfortunately. We don't have the webcam with us. We are working from home. So we took a little L this morning on gold, but as you guys know, it's all part of the process. Again, it all comes down to the same principle, which is probability. And today, I'll pull up some data for you guys and put it into a realistic perspective here, because we've been spending some time doing some back testing. We also have a new affiliate in the works for a different backtesting software. So if you guys are absolutely committed to this, then you should be backtracking, backtesting. Wow, what's going on, Nick? Hope you're well. Gold is tricky. Well, yes and no. I mean, it's always down to probability. So I'm going to pull up this result here in a second. Not this result, but this. Not sure. Okay, where that is. Excuse me. I'm not sure where the software is loading up. It's just loading and then it doesn't seem to show. But to give you an idea, for 50% hit rate, if you take 4 trades over the space of a week, 50%, right? First trade, winner. Second trade, winner. Third trade, BE. Fourth trade, loss. It's to be expected generally. It's always down to the same thing, which is, are you playing with the rule set? I mean, actually, I'm telling a lie here. There was actually a setup here. Now, we didn't take it. It would be stop above the high, and you'd be aiming for this low or the lower lows. So that's actually 3 TPs and 2 stops, rather than 2. This area gave a beautiful move. Now, if we don't come back down to here today, so if we don't get a pretty chunky move, which is 29 pips, we don't get that 29 pip move, or 2,900 points, then we're going to be bullish on this coming into tomorrow's session. So if you guys are talking in chat, I can't see it because I've got one monitor. I don't have chat open, so I will check it in intervals. So if you do have any questions, anything you want to say, then of course, then make sure that you drop it in the chat. So yeah, these two, even if they both lost, it's not, it's nothing out of the ordinary. It's all about probability, so we shouldn't really care what happens to an individual setup, because that is just one piece of the overall picture. I was trying to load up the backtesting software, but for some reason it's just not. Don't know why it won't let me. What was the other pair? So Euro N, really nice move on this one. This was given yesterday afternoon, so we took out the 4-hour low. So I'll show you here in a second. So we actually had a bias change. So the bias change occurred, I believe, at market close here. I believe the bias close occurred around here, possibly, or the next low. I think it was here. I might be wrong, but I think it was here, just after we took the BE on this trade. I'll confirm that. So yeah, the gap formed here. Then this candle actually is Thursday. So yeah, Thursday into Friday, where I thought it was. Excuse me. Thursday into Friday, which is here. We had a bias change to bullish. So from this point, we were looking at 4-hour lows. Now we come back to the 4-hour, you can see there's only two 4 hours here. One of them here and one of them here. Come back to this. See this one? Come in. That is not a valid setup there. And the reason for that is because when you go to your brokerage, there isn't actually a gap. Well, for me anyway, there isn't actually a gap there. It's so minute that it can be just data deviation. You're talking 0.1. Okay, so that entry wasn't taken. It was given, what, 9:30 on Monday? But the only other 4 hour low we had is here, which we took out. And again, the entry is given. This entry slightly bigger, or not this entry, but this area slightly bigger, and there was a gap on broker as well with this. Now, it's actually double the size, so it's only 0.2, but it's more of the relevance, is it there on your brokerage? That's the question you need to ask. Oh. But of course, when the Orion system comes, it's going to literally just notify you every time there's a setup. It's going to notify you to every single one, so you don't have to worry about missing these kind of setups. And we have been in talks with the development team, and I think it's going to provide you stop loss entry and TP. Of course, it is going to be an absolute diamond in the rough. It is going to be an absolute diamond in the rough. So it will be priced appropriately. That is just the way, unfortunately, it's going to be. Now, we, of course, will showcase it to you. We'll showcase it to you live as we do. Excuse me. This is Euro GBP. Same thing with this. That was your entry point there. We're running off of 2 daily lows being run. This is a counter trend trade, not a pro trend trade. So if this just completely blasts through, don't be surprised. I'm not trading it, don't trade counter. That is the scenario you'd be taking if you were taking it. And again, I'm not taking this. Even if it decides from here it wants to go bullish, I'm not going to go, oh yeah, I entered. I'm not taking it. I'm not trading counter, especially not on Euro GBP. I got taken out of this trade earlier. That's another thing as well. I'm not going to load up a live stream and like get rid of that order, you know what I mean? Not show it to you. Because it's the realistic outlook of what you're seeing, right? Excuse me. If you get taken out by a trade, you get taken out by a trade. So be it. What was the one that we were looking at earlier? Yeah, U-Chef here. This setup ultimately came down. When it came back to this point, I get out of the way. When it came back to this point, bounced off. I did reduce my risk on this. So wouldn't surprise me if it takes us out. Again, don't really care if it does or not. We showcased this trade to you yesterday. So a lovely winning trade there, move, beautiful. Only a small RR on that one. So the next one inevitably should be losing. It's probability. That's the way it works. Euro GBP was a setup as well that was also given. Still consolidating around entry here. So at the moment, no clear expansion, but it's still completely valid for that movement down. Should be down to here though. We'll see. Oil. Excuse me, this was the setup we were talking about yesterday on the oil. Run the 4 hour high. The area is given. You'd aim for the 4 hour low. It's actually an 11R. Didn't trade it. What's going on, guys? What's happening? Spine, what's happening? Martin, I hope you're well. Happy trading, dear friend. Happy trading to yourself as well, my man. Graham, what's happening, bro? Fine, my old mucker. So for anyone that hasn't got access to the Keep It Simple, or should I say, how would I say? not keep it simple, the Orion indicator. Then you can find it in the pinned comment up above. That's where you're going to find access to that. 8 members already have access to that. Making the most of it. Again, look at the rejection here, right? I'm not going to go, oh, no, actually, guys, I did, yeah, no, I did settle like that. Oh, yeah, No, that's BS. It's there for presentation only. This is a counter trade. Let's see if we can actually... We change the coloration. How could we change this so it represents more of a counter trade? No, can't do that. That's appropriate, right? Counter is red. That's... The only problem I have with these is, let's say we set it like this, right? And then I set it to counter, changes it, right? As I'd rather it just change the color, not the size and the risk reward. Well, you can be on the charts and you're well. There's one thing that troubles me. What's that, my man? GJ looking interesting. Let's see. Excuse me. Let me go to the daily here. There's also daily low. Let's just change it to daily low. Oh, what? What the fuck? What did I push? There isn't even a 1 minute on here, is there? Oh, wait, isn't that 1 month? Yeah, 1 month and 30-minute intervals. What's this? 1 day and 1 minute intervals. Oh. So that will show you 1 day's worth of price action. Got ya. Kind of pointless though, isn't it? Let's be honest. Excuse me. It's a daily low. Cool. And we also shouldn't have back on the daily. We shouldn't have any of this 4-hour stuff showing. I don't know where it is. There we go. This, for example, here, because we're so close to this high, you would probably use your discretion and say that we'll wait for this high to be taken. Because the probability is that it's going to want to take that high. Again, you don't have to. You can literally just trade every single one that comes. But there are going to be a certain couple of scenarios that aren't going to take into consideration what is price doing when it's seeking liquid. Well, if there's liquid right here, is it likely to take that and then come down? It's a question you got to ask yourself. But yeah, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Still holding on there somehow. See, that took a straight out. So that counter move, we can actually mark that counter move. That's another thing we're going to be having as well. When it comes to the Orion system, if we have a daily low taken out, this will be highlighted, but it will be highlighted as a different color, so you know that it's a counter move. So it hasn't. Oh yeah, it has breached that low, yeah. So I mark this here. It's a very, very tiny space as well in between these. Change the text. Counter. Right. Remember, guys, none of you should be following my analysis blindly and just saying, I'm just going to take the trades. You can learn and use this system yourself. There's nothing stopping you doing it. There's nothing stopping you from learning it, applying it, and actually trading the setups that come from it. Literally nothing. It's just a case of time and effort. You can put those two things in, you'll be able to do it. GJ to the moon. You and me know that deep down it is long, right? Let's see. Let me see. No, I think I'm still short on this. If it doesn't meet this point here today, if it doesn't come down and take that, so if it doesn't come below this last low, then we'll be bullish, yeah. That's your point to watch. So if we stay above 92.384, call it 385, then we're bullish. I think the last time we were talking about bearish biases, Martin, was over here, wasn't it? This one, I'm pretty sure this was the last time we were talking about bearish biases. Then it skimmed that entry. And then we actually had another corker. Another corker right there. And then we had another one right here. But again, that's why having, let's say you take that regardless of the high being there or not, having a losing trade like that is going to be inevitable. You've got two winning trades in a row, it's inevitably going to be a losing trade, right? I mean, actually, it's not even two. It's not even two, is it? It's 1, 2, 3. 3 winning trades in a row. Probability is that the next one's going to lose. That's just the way probability goes. But if you don't trade it, you're not going to be using probability. You're going to be using just a purely luck-based thing. Remember, it's always about the numerical nature of price, and it's always about probability in terms of, excuse me, if you flip a coin 10 times and it lands on tails each time, does that change the probability of what it is going to land on next? No, because the probability has always been the same. That's why casinos make their most money when one color shows on the roulette wheel over a long period of time. Because the more people see a certain color, the more they automatically assume that the probability of it being a different one is going up, when in reality it's always a stationary probability. So the standard is always it's the same probability, but you can use the phrasing and be correct in saying if you have more than 2 winning trades in a row, by probability the next one will lose, because you're using the same probability basis. You're not using probability in terms of we've seen X amount of this, so it must become this, but we know that we're using a completely equal method of understanding. If we're using 50-50, it's one or the other, right? So whether it's left or right, left or right, left or right, inevitably, if you see more of one, probability tells you that it could still end up being the next one. So if it ends up being the same, great. But if it ends up losing or being the opposite, it's just probability. It's a 50-50 chance. Japanese yen can't compare to the British pound? I don't know, dude. British pound's a bit fucking whack, mate. It's a bit fucking whack, mate. So I am reduced risk. I'm still on this. I am reduced risk, only slightly. If we get down to this low, like if we just tag it, if we even tag it, then we're gonna be even. Like, we're gonna be. Oh my gosh. Like I say, guys, the money in, money out indicator is there in the pinned comment. I'm just going to grab my phone. I'll be back in 2. I can see the notifications going off in the bottom right corner. Back. Most people don't get 50-50 chance in life. A job at even school. Ask me how I know. How do you know? You got all your Christmas presents? No. No. No, I haven't. My partner's actually Christmas shopping today. That's why I'm working from home, because my son finishes school at like 3:30 and she weren't sure if she'd be home or not. Okay, so Euro pushing back down again. Beautiful. U-Chef doing the same. Remember, if we tap here, we're BE. And the low for this is here, I believe. Nope, I'll shut up because it is not. It is here. For some reason, that's not highlighted. Okay, which is still pretty good, so we'll see. Remember, guys, if you haven't already, hit that like button. We appreciate it. Share this with a friend and drop us some likes and comments and all that good stuff. If you are using the money in, money out indicator, make sure you let us know what you think of it. Let us know in the comment section, in the chat, in Discord. Give it a little post on your Instagram. All that good stuff. And again, that's just going to help us get the knowledge out to people. And it's also going to help people that may find it useful. Because it's not an expensive indicator. It's a very cheap indicator for what it actually does. For the power it gives you, it is actually very cheap. You only have to apply basic logic and understanding to it, and it becomes an instant gold mine. Instant. So to give you guys an example, I mean, I don't need to, but I will. You can use the money in, money out, right, to give you an area to sell from. Cool. You could trade every single one of these if you liked, right? Without even having a bias, you could trade every single one of them. But it's not going to give you a super duper hit rate. If you apply something simple like a bias, just a bias, and we teach you how to get a bias in the Keep It Simple series, apply a bias and then trade the areas, you're going to increase that probability by a fair amount. Again, it's still not going to be great, but it's going to increase that probability by a fair amount. Have a bias along with the basic understanding of like an order block or an area of support, area of resistance, whatever you want, it again is going to increase it even more, or selling away from each point. Add in something more lucrative or more powerful like a liquid high on a higher time frame, and it's going to become even more probable. And this is again an indicator that we have manufactured to work across every time frame. Why have we done that? Well, we've done it to give you guys the flexibility to go and use it on whatever time frame you want. So we're not forcing you to trade with our parameters. We're saying, here's the concept, here's the principle, take it and apply it to whatever time frame you want to trade it on. And we said this before, not most traders, but most people that develop indicators and things will ultimately say you have to use it like this, or you have to do this with it. We're saying do what the hell you want with it. Enjoy it. Make the most of it. It works in different ways across different time frames. It works on different pairs. It works uniquely within its own environment. So how you choose to optimize it is going to be completely up to you. But like I've always said, it gives you that personal touch, because trading is very personal. So it's always going to be down to that. Where were the times you had between 500 and 1,000 likes? Well, I wish, Martin, that were a time. If we can get double figures before the new year, as in like consistent double figure views, I'll be happy with that. I'll be happy with that. Consistent double figure views, I'll be happy. Of course, triple figures would be awesome, but you know, lots of things would be awesome, right? Doesn't mean you get them. Gold is still playing around at this high point here. What was the other one we were looking at? GJ, we were looking for it to run that high, wasn't we? Yeah. Again, we're not trading that, but based off of the same principle. So another thing that we're going to add into the Orion system is going to be something that I personally think is something that no other indicator, or I mean, I might be wrong, but no other company that's creating these systems and indicators is going to ever incorporate, which is when it delivers to you a signal, right, with a numerical value. So the idea is it does the biasing for you. So your bias, for example, it highlights the area where the liquidity is, and then it highlights if an entry arises based off of all of that lining up to give you an entry, right? So ultimately what's happened is it's going to send you an alert. Okay, I'm not going to attempt to draw a bell icon. It could go badly. It's going to send you an alert. It's going to go bing to your phone, right? And then on your phone, that's like the fucking worst phone ever. And then on your phone or on your PC, whatever you want, it's going to pop up on your screen, right? And it's going to say entry X number, right? So it's going to be number, right? So you're going to know your entry. It's going to say stop loss, number. It's going to say TP. It's going to be the first TP, number. And again, this is going to be your Orion system parameters. So 15-minute entry, 15-minute stop, 4-hour target high, right? Or target low. But what it's going to do is whatever pair this is sending you the alert on, we would have already calculated the average spread deviation for this pair. So for example, across the space of 10 brokers, let's say it's EU, and the average spread for EU is, I don't know, let's say 15 points, or let's say 20 points, right? that's pretty big, but let's say 20 points. So what will happen is these numbers will automatically be adjusted by 20. So we know that your entry is most likely going to get tagged and your stop loss is going to be out of that spread area. Your TP is not going to change because ultimately you don't want to be adjusting a TP. You can, we may be able to have it as a turn on and off feature, but I think it should just be uniform, to be honest. And it's also going to be rounded as well. It's not going to send you some outlandish number, like 1.56978.3.21. It's going to be like rounded off to a number that's within a certain width or parameter of the entry. So it's going to be doing a lot of stuff in the background that you ultimately would be taking quite a while to do and process yourself. So it's going to be a very, very, very useful trading tool. On TradingView, so the reason for that, Martin, is because it's private. It's private. So it's right here. I'll show you. So right here. Money in, money out. Guys, if you are one of the 8 people that has access to this indicator already, make sure you drop us a comment. I know we've got 1 comment on it already. It's fine. Big up for the comments, fine. Appreciate it. But if you do have access to this already, then make sure you do drop us a boost and a comment. So the way to do it, Martin, is you head over to the Discord. You can go to the store, or you can do it here in the pinned link. You can just gain access to it. You can either do it in a 1 month or a 3 month. It's completely up to you how you decide to do it. It's not a rolling contract. It's pay for it on the date that you get access to it. Your access expires on X amount of time afterwards, depending on how much you decide to go for. But we may, before we hit the cap, give every single person that has already got access to make it a subscription at the current pricing. And the reason for that is because once we hit certain levels of members that have access to it, we're going to be increasing the pricing of it. It's never going to be crazily priced. We know we're not going to be charging you the absolute earth. But it's always going to be valued at what it should be. And this is something that a lot of members have said to me. A lot of members have said this, that they feel like up until now I've given out too much information for free. And what I give is too much. So when we price the indicators and bots at $10 a month, I don't think that is a bad price to ask at all. Also, welcome to everyone that's joining the Discord today. Too generous, that's why we love you. Yeah, the thing is, it's one of those things though where a lot of people have said it before, where if you give too much out for free, people don't appreciate it. People they immediately devalue it because it's something that they can just have. It's not like you could have 2 products that are both the same, but if one's priced at $100 and one's priced at $10, they are going to want to buy the $100 product more than they're going to want to buy the $10 product, because it's the illusion of it being more valuable. So I'm very aware of that, and going forwards, I'm going to continue to do what we're doing, but going forwards, we're not going to be giving shit out for free anymore. We have, like one of my members said to me the other day, you have literally hundreds of hours of content on the YouTube channel, which is completely free. So, and the thing is as well, all of the guys that are committed to actually learning, that have already put in the time, won't even care that we're going to be changing the way we approach things, because you guys already know, what you're saying, Martin. Do you know what I mean? You appreciate it already. The value comes from something that is worth having. If the information is completely free, it's not worth having. It's kind of like having a lock that can be opened by 1,000,000 keys. It's a worthless lock. But if you have a key that can open 1,000,000 locks, it's a valuable key, right? So a B on this one, guys. If it comes back, comes back. So be it. So be it. Just deciding whether I want to go B on this or not, just because it's fucking around. Don't know. You said there's another daily low down here, Guy? I did see it pop up on the screen. DJI has taken the next daily low. Yes, you did. It is counter though, isn't it? So I'm not too big on that, to be honest. The main ones I'm watching right now for running is Euro NZD. I want this to run up, and then USHF. Let me see. So welcome everyone that's joining the Discord. We've got quite a few members joining Discord today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I reckon GJ's coming up here. Gold pushing up some more. That's completely fine. We kind of expected that. Let's go back to the 4-hour high is there. Still quite a way off of that. Didn't know you could leave a comment? Yeah, you can leave a comment, my dude. I see a few people pinging up on here already. Appreciate it, guys. Boomerang John, appreciate you. Akram, I see you, my dude. I see you. So last couple of days, I've been putting in some extra time to try and get the TikTok content out there. Remember, the shares and the comments is all we ask for, guys. A bit of love, a little bit of seasoning around the sides, you know. For some reason, the Steam Elements bot has decided it wants to work today. It's just like every other day it hasn't worked, and then today it's like, yeah, fuck it, I'll join. Why not? Right, I'll be back in a second, guys. I'm just going to run to the bathroom. Yo, if I need to buy premium to comment on it? What? Do you? Surely not. Surely not. That's craziness. Who the fuck is this bitch in my Discord? I want to give out my MacBook and charger for free. Get the fuck out of here, dude. You absolute spacko. So don't forget, guys, if you are a member of the Discord and you do have moderator fucking permissions, so don't be afraid to use them. So U-shift coming straight back at us. But that's fine. Do we care? No. Remember, the second that you can actually detach yourself from the result of an individual trade, is the sooner you're going to realize that individual trades don't mean jack. Yeah, stupid spammer, dude. Honestly, coming into the Discord like I'm gonna give away a laptop completely free. Okay, let me send this to the co-owner. So we've been asked a couple times now if you can get the money in, money out. Is this the correct link? 1 second. Yes, that's the one, my friend. That's it. And you'll find the money in, money out indicator, the money in, money out indicator in between the VIP package, depending on what you want to go for. 3 months or 1 month. It's completely up to you. So ultimately, the goal for all of the indicators, all of the systems, so yes, Martin, that is correct. Sorry, I was reading the message there. Is we'll have them all integrated with CTrader, MetaTrader, TradingView. They'll all have their own automation basis. Orion is going to be the main thing, right? So the Orion bot is going to be the thing that we are focusing on the most. This is going to come directly from the same principle as the EA. The EA is going to be slightly different as the Orion auto trading system because it's a slightly different trading basis. So same principles, but it's a different basis. So U-Chef's still messing around here. Euro pushing back up. think I'm just going to close here with a tiny profit, to be honest. And that's just because it's literally going sideways. It's been going sideways for most of the day, so not the kind of price action you want to be involved in. Now, it doesn't mean that it's going to fail or it's going to do something. It's just a case of how long should a trade be present in a given area if it's actually going to expand within today's session. All right. Another thing you can do is just reduce your risk so that you're ultimately taking a very tiny amount of profit, but you're only risking a small amount. Of course, dude, no problem at all. Exactly. If price doesn't do what you want it to, it's going to do the opposite thing. Or like it could fuck around here and then sell. Like it could. You know, we've seen setups do that. One of them was this gold setup over here where it messed around, came down, it came all the way back up, and then it shot down, right? Similar to this where it literally just chop, and then it dumped. So it can happen, but it's always down to the preference of what position do you want to be in when it comes to the end of the trading day. And if you're answering that saying, oh, I don't actually want to be holding anything at the end of the trading day, then you already have your answer. Do you guys remember the U-Chef trade from yesterday? We spoke about it as a small risk reward. 2.3R, I think it was. It TP'd around 4 p.m. yesterday afternoon, 4 or 5 p.m. I think. Actually, it might have even been later than that. Here. No, it was 3:30, yeah. We're looking for another sell-off here from U-Chef. Thing with the Ryan, like after watching and keep it simple, it helps you build the correct discretion with time. Exactly, yeah. New guys got it so easy. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's the only thing, the new guys have got it easy. But this is another thing that we've really emphasized is like every single part of all of the stuff that we teach, you can learn at your own pace through the content on YouTube, from previous content and content that's going to come. Collectively, it's going to be always available to everyone. But the only issue is people most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, struggle and fail to have the self-discipline to put themselves in a position where they're like, right, I am going to do this and I am going to study this, study that, take notes, apply it. Okay, I didn't quite understand this, watch it again. People don't have the discipline to do that. So a lot of people that actually are determined, if they're in a financial position, they will pay for example, one-to-one mentoring or VIP access or whatever it may be. And that will help them grow and improve more. but no single person has to spend any money. And it's exactly the same as the Orion system. We're going to drop the Orion system, and it's a fully automated system. It's going to literally send you an alert to your phone. So you don't even have to be competent. You literally just have to be mindless enough to type in some numbers and follow it. That's all you need to do. But you can be just as efficient, if not more efficient, with extra intuition on top, learning the system completely free on YouTube. And the reason I say that is because if you bring into consideration all of the other videos that we've released up until now, like retail traps, liquidity bars, simplified Wyckoff, the understanding of the Gemini principle, the understanding of swing structure, 5-minute ranges, 15-minute ranges, the SE, the ASE systems, all of these systems ultimately will lead you into a deeper understanding of what probability is going to be lining up with what setups, you know. I mean, if just for example, if we go the Asia range here, let's just turn off New York, London. Labels, lines, pricing, values, right? We just look at this. If you use a run, sorry, let me rewind this here. If you use a run of an Asia high, for example, or an Asia low, and then use the money in, money out principle, is there money? Okay. Does price run off of that? Yes, it does. So the first bullish, after an Asia low is run, the first bullish area gives you a nice little move. And it might not give you a fucking, you know, hourly expansion, but that is the oldest fucking trick in the book. Literally is. The ASE system was developed in like 2022. It's like a 2-year-old system that you can still just apply a basic understanding to. And yes, I'm not saying it's completely original, but the principle of it and the scenario and rule set for it is unique to the system itself and the way we monitor structure, the time frames you apply it to, and so on. So it's the same thing. You can take the time to learn and do it if you want to. Or you can do what most people do. And again, this isn't like targeted at anyone directly, by the way. For anyone watching this, it's not like aimed at anyone. I'm just saying this is generally the attitude of most people when they come to an industry like this. They'll watch half of the Keep It Simple series, so they have like a half-assed understanding of what's going on. They'll go and do some ropey old back testing where they're not really paying much attention to what they're doing, and they'll go, nah, that don't work, and then they walk away and they're on to the next thing. Like, it's kind of like building a house, buying 500 bricks, building a wall, it blows over at night because you haven't built it properly, and then you go, nah, fucking houses are a scam, mate. Then you go off to be a plumber. Like, the comprehension of understanding it takes such a long time to. I always compare it to this. When you were at school, everyone's been to school. Well, most people have been to school. How much can you learn in a school day? Not fucking much, right? Not much. That's 6 hours. That's 6 hours. It takes adults in university years to pass degrees and get education that is actually worth something. So I don't know why people come to YouTube and they immediately think 15 minutes of watching a video, they're going to be fucking trading like it's, do you know what I mean? Like it's really not. I don't understand it. So, where are we? Right, Martin, I've just seen a notification come through for you, my dude. If you go to the indicator channel, Martin, and put your TradingView name, I will give you access right now while we're on stream. Exactly. Yeah, same thing. And even if you're not using like the Orion system, you're just using anything. Like it takes time to get your head round any principles that hold real value. Like that's just the way it is. Simple as that, right? Now look at the. This is another thing as well. Look at the order input here. You see how we're meeting that equilibrium where Institute is happy to sell at a very mediocre level, and they're also happy to buy at a very mediocre level, which means they're ultimately stacking liquidity on both sides of the market here. And yes, this is the result of a ranging market, but we don't even need to look at the structure to understand it's ranging. We can just literally see by the clusters of money in, money out principles we have here. Like, where else does that happen in price? Doesn't, right? But I can't really show because it don't go far. It don't go back far enough. But it doesn't. It generally will be one move, one move, one move. Very rare you'll see like 6 in the same sort of 10 pip range. What more do you want? Someone to click a button for you? Exactly, right? Well, that's why where we're heading with the Orion system is kind of dangerous. Because, well, it's not dangerous. What am I talking about? It's not dangerous, but it is because you then have people that buy something, apply it, and they just click go. And it's not dangerous because it's luckily enough for them. We have data back in this system and we know it produces probabilities that work on a long period of time. But let's say it didn't. Let's say every single thing I've ever shown you is just a complete fucking. Everything I show you is made up. So like we're into this entry here and I'll go, oh, this is good. And you guys all look away for a second and I go, yeah, it's running really well. Really good, yeah. Let's say everything was complete bullshit, right? And I just dropped some instantaneous money losing bot. People would buy it and do the same thing. They would say, oh, yeah, cool, that'll work. The only difference is I would be able to say it didn't work because you don't understand it. Whereas with the Orion system, it's literally so bulletproof that you can be a caveman and it will still work. So when the automated version of it comes, it's not going to be an item and a file you receive. It will be an access that you'll be granted to an account. So it will be a copy trading principle, but it will be running solely on. What the fuck was that noise? Something just made a weird ass noise. Something went like, what? What the fuck was that? It's done it again. Where's that noise? Oh, sweet. Oh, I see. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Hold on. I'm hearing what? Oh, it's this? Oh. Won't load on charts? Okay, Nick. Received the trading view script which I've added to favorites. So if you delete it off your chart, add it back on. If you're still in here, Nick, delete it off of your charts and then add it back on. That should work. Okay, let's get Martin on here then. Boomerang John. Okay. Let's here we go. So you guys will also see these classic bangers, which have been removed by the moderators, by the way. And the reason for that is because, excuse me, it doesn't have it doesn't have a description. That's why. I think we're going to re-release them though. What do you guys think? Should we re-release Gemini? Boomerang. Let me just double check. I need to make sure it's... This is you, right? Just make sure it is before I click. That is. I'm thinking it is. It looks like it. I don't understand why there's such a fucking delay on the chat. Because I was talking to one of the members yesterday and they were saying that there's such a bad delay between me talking and the chat. I'm pretty positive it is. So we'll set you on here for January. We'll give you an extra 10 days on top, right? January 20. Okay, there you go. 22nd of Jan. You're in. Still won't load on chart. Okay. Still won't load on chart. Right, let me try one more thing then, Nick. Bear with me, my mate. Are you free a little bit later on, Nick? Can you invite him into server, please? He can't get in. Okay, we're in. Handsome boy. Ah, nice. What's going on, Andre? Hope you're well. Right, I'm getting out of this chat. I've decided I'm getting out of this. Done. I'm out. Let me double check. I just executed it on my phone. I just want to make sure that it's actually. Let's see. Yeah, cool. Fuck that trade. So, can you confirm, Martin, that it is working for you correctly? If you can confirm it's working, then awesome. That's what the weird ass noises was notifications on TradingView, the chat, TradingView chat. Give me a minute. Okay, mate. Yeah, it's no problems. No rush. No rush. Yeah, looking like. Cool. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Right, so what I am going to try and do is I am going to try and make an adjustment at some stage. Right now, we're not going to do anything. We're just chilling. We're just chilling. Look at that pump. Come on, baby. Get up into those highs now. Watch this dump now. Now I'm out of it. Do you keep the basic settings? Yeah, so when it comes to settings, it's always going to be down to what you prefer. This one right here, so we have the first bearish and bullish areas. Like, you don't really need these on. These aren't actually visible. The base will only have your areas of, they're called supply and demand, but they're technically, it's using supply and demand principles because it's money in, money out. But they are only going to be the points that are shown, right? Now, these will not be visible, so you don't need to worry about colorating these. Just colorate the areas here. And this feature currently is being adjusted within the code. So at the moment, it doesn't actually do anything. You have to use your own discretion. So essentially, if a gap looks, like I showed you guys earlier, like if a gap looks ridiculously small, like if there's 0.1 or 0.01 of a gap like that, for example. Well, actually, that's not even that bad, but let's say it doesn't. It only works on the principle of the minimum amount of space you'd need between the gaps. Apart from colorations and transparency, you just leave it running as it is. Box is the only thing here. You don't touch the precision because it doesn't do anything anyway. Because there is no precision elements to this. It's either working or it's not. You just choose what you want, essentially. This is the only area we need to worry about at the moment. Did I just miss an entry on gold? CPI tomorrow? Yeah. I know. CPI sucks, don't it? Let's see if you just missed a entry on gold. Depends, Andre. What were you trying to do? If you're trying to long it, maybe. My bias is still short. But if we don't get to this by the end of today, which is not looking like we're going to, then we'll have a long bias. And if we have a long bias, we can start to look towards these sorts of areas to go long from, right? I feel like today's live stream has absolutely flown past. Of course, Martin, no problem at all, my friend. No problem at all. So, welcome to everyone that is joining the live stream right now. If you haven't already hit that subscribe button, I can't even speak. If you haven't already hit that subscribe button, then you really should. We are currently looking at a couple of different setups. We have our brand new money in, money out indicator running on this chart right now. You can get access to that via the link that is pinned to the top of the chat. Say hi, join the Discord, say hello. Make the most of all of the free things that are available here. Don't shy away Just do your thing. Okay, Nick, I'm glad that works now. I'm glad that works now. Time moves fast. It's scary. I know, dude. It's like Hudson. He is literally 6.5 months old now. Is that not scary? Do you guys remember when I was like, I'm in the hospital, guys. I'm in the hospital. I probably won't be doing any trade ideas this week. Won't be going live. That was 6.5 months ago. That is crazy. I'll be back in the office tomorrow, so we'll be back on face cam. You can see my beautiful face once again. So right now, what do we have? Well, we have a really juicy trade running on an Euro N. So we want to get up to the high. So our bias is bullish on this. Euro J, we're out of this. I mean, it still has potential to run, still completely valid, but it's sideways for a fair amount of the day. So I'm just going to get out. This counter trade here that we didn't take, we just showcased, didn't work at all. Again, it is counter. Our bias is for price to go down. GU, nothing really going on with this. I don't think I'm up to date with this. No, I am up to date. The U chef. Okay, we'll check that in a second. Here. You know, it's wild because where I've got the push notifications coming through to my phone, when a bell goes off and you guys see the alert, I don't even know if you guys see the alert, but it goes off on my phone, my laptop, my watch, and my trading view. So it's like, I can't miss a fucking alert, even if I tried. Okay, so 4-hour low, 4-hour high. What are we looking at here? Well, we know that overall we are looking for a what? Bullish move. Yeah, we're looking for that bullish move. We've been bullish since here. Yeah, what is the significant move we've seen since there? That's your lowest point, that's your highest point. That's a clear upwards move. Yeah, biasing done. Same principle comes down on the 4-hour time frame. What were we looking with this bullish biasing? We were looking at lows being ran. Yeah, look at the moves that have come out after the lows have been ran. That's the principle that we're working with here. So we're now still looking for the same thing. We want to see these lows being ran. So pricing come down into here. And we can begin to line up a potential move from there. Oh, to answer your question, Andre, yes, you missed a nice runner there, mate. Nice one. But yeah, two losing trades here. If you didn't manage that, then you would have gone stop. This one also stopped, but like I said beforehand, the three before it were all winners. So you have to think about it in a realistic basis of what is the overall probability of me being able to trade something every single time I trade it at work. If anyone's wondering where the third trade is, it's from this area here. Now, of course, here, the way you manage the trade and the way the trade comes out, most likely going to be two different scenarios. This is why it's very important to understand the basis of if you're testing and you're not using a stop loss management, you're just, letting it run, that you're going to have a lot more winners in your testing than you are in your real world application. So keep that in mind. You have to be realistic to the rule set and the data you're following. Now, I would, if the program would boot up, show you guys the data, but it's not loading for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's something to do with where I normally run 3 monitors, and today I'm running 1. So I'm booting up the program, and it's there in the bottom tab as if it's running, but it's not on my screen. I can't locate it for some reason. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah. Not sure. It's a strange one. So let's just clear this up here. Can't wait when we see us face to face. Yeah, Martin, come on over, my man. Bring your umbrella and bring your swimsuit because it is like fucking torrential down here. But yeah, be great. And what I'm thinking is we can get like a Pip Surfing Society, like a Pip Surfing Society dinner, or like a Pip Surfing Society, you know, like a meetup. Does anyone have experience with FX replay? If so, can you add your own indicators to it? I'm interested. You guys want a sneak peek here? Ooh. Whoop. Whoop. Sneaky. Now, something that is going to change and that will be changed will be the amount of lows that we have. Because we don't need these. We don't need all of these, do we? That's drawing a lot of information when only the current areas are relevant. And remember, the guys, this big capital letter word at the end is a very key point here. So don't worry too much about what you're seeing on there. But notice how automatically it's like, oh, bias is bearish. Like we don't even have to do any higher time frame work. It's all there. That's all I'm showing you though, unfortunately. It will pretty much look how my chart looks, but just auto. So it'll be like you've hired me to log into your account and analyze for you. Some people are thinking, fuck that. This app will finance us. To be fair, when the trading bot comes along, Nisab, I believe, are in the queue already for having access to it. And we're also, guys, we've already thought about this and we've already got the bases covered. When it goes automatic and it comes just down to you, let's say you're funding your own account and you've got $100, £100, £200, you know, £1,000, whatever it may be, £50, as long as you've got enough money to open positions in there. And you say, right, I'm gonna link I want access to the Orion system. I need to link my account to one of their accounts. We're gonna have multiple different accounts for different regions of the world. Because we understand that not all brokers will allow South African members to join, for example. Not all brokers will allow US members. Not all brokers will allow Asian members. There's restrictions globally. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick up providers that will provide to every single corner of the earth. So regardless of where you're from, there will be an Orion account that you can link yours to. So we really will have every single base covered. and it's gonna happen. It's happening. We're already in talks with brokers. One of them is the biggest provider in, I believe, the. Sorry, I'm analyzing charts and listening to a voice message at the same time. I believe the biggest provider of Forex liquidity and the largest amount of users in the east of Asia, which is pretty significant. And then for our average sort of European UK, we'll probably go with someone like Vantage, someone that has good spreads we know we can trust for withdrawals and stuff like that. I've personally used them, so I trust them. And then we'll probably be able to find somewhere as well that provides for the US. And guys, remember, we're always going to be listening to what you guys ask us, suggestions you guys have. So if you ever had suggestions or someone you want us to check out or anything like that, do not hesitate to reach out to us in the Discord, in the YouTube comments. You know, we're here to build a better community and a better a better process for you. So it's always the same thing, just like the Keep It Simple series. It's only there, like that series is literally like less than an hour in its entirety, like the bulk of it most of the time. If we wanted to make a money-making video series, we would have made it 10 hours long, right? And then I wouldn't explain the systems on the live stream. I'd tell you to go and watch it. So it's all in place for you guys to have an easier time. Just like the money in, money out indicator, it is so simple. So BE there on you, chef. It is what it is. I'm not that bothered. Oh my gosh. I am tired though. That is something I am. That is something I am for sure. There's no hiding that one. I tell you what, this chair is not as comfy to sit on as the old office chair. No. You tired as well? Yeah. Dude, you can't escape the fact that you need sleep. Like there's no way around it. There really isn't. Go here. 4 hour high. 4 hour high. I might have to make some food in a minute. I'm absolutely starving. To be fair, what are we? Hour and 30? Yeah, so we're an hour and 30 into the stream. Probably another 15 minutes or so, then we'll retire to the Discord. And that will be where I scurry off to make some lunch. What I am going to look at though, right here. Office to office helps concentrate too, being out the house, right? Yeah, 100%. 100%. I trade London and NY. I study school at night, get 4 hours sleep. Yeah, that's a lot though, dude. Make sure you're getting rest in between, you know? See you, Spine. See you on Discord. I don't know why YouTube doesn't let you can't like at people, do you know what I mean? Like what you just did there, Akram, you can't actually at someone. Weird. I need to get some heating on. It's getting chilly in here. Chilly. Fuck it. Should we all just vamoosh over to the Discord? I think everyone that's watching right now is in the Discord, and if you're not, then the link is down below. So just hit the link down below, and you can join the Discord too. Let's head on out. I'm gonna go grab some lunch. You guys get yourselves comfy in the Discord, and we'll just have a chill afternoon. Right, everyone. I'm gonna head over to the Discord. We are going there right now. Just gonna post it on the chart so you guys can see. Actually, let's just delete that for a second. What was a pair that we were looking at earlier? Euro N. Yeah. Join us. Yeah. Here we go. Of course, no problem at all, Martin. Take it easy, Void. See you all in the next one. We'll be live tomorrow as always. And of course, if you are in the Discord, we're going to be jumping in trading floor number 1 right now. I'll see you there. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Peace out. Love to you all. And I will see you all tomorrow. Ciao for now.